Yes, I don't fully understand what it means. The script is written.
Oh, the
Yes.
script is written. Okay.
The lesson says the script is written. Yes.
Okay. That's an excellent question. Let me ask you this. Do you believe that your destiny is predetermined, or do you believe that you have some ability to impact what unfolds, that you're somehow a co-creator? Otherwise, do you have free will to decide how you choose to live your life, or are you predetermined to live it a certain way? That's a question and I want to explore. So
Yes, yes. From my experience, I have impression that I have free will and I can decide what I do. I make choices, yes, but it might be also illusory, yes.
okay, so
But yes, I have impression that I can decide. Yes, I have the free will, yes, to do it.
okay, so you believe that you have some ability to decide and that you actually have some type of free will.
Yes, it seems so. Yes, it seems so.
You think so, or you hope so. Okay, so you're not in the camp that it doesn't matter what you want to do, you're going to have to do what the script says. And that would be the idea that everything's predestined. Now, what I'd like to do is, if we ask somebody, or if we were in an audience and we asked whether or not they believe that they were predestined to do something, we'd see that about half of the people would, or a third would say, yes, we're predestined. And they'd give some examples, that everything just unfolded miraculously and I met my spouse in these unusual circumstances. It must have been predestined. And then we'd see another third or so that would say, well, no, I'm sure that I have some type of free will, that I made certain choices, and it was those choices that got me that particular result or that particular experience. Then about a third would just really say, well, I'm not sure. It seems like we're predestined, but I certainly want to believe that I have free will. And this is where we're going to try and talk a little bit about time and this whole idea of the script. From a big picture level, the script is written. The script is written, but from a big picture level. Now, what I mean by that is the ending is predetermined. The ending, according to the Course in Miracles or some of these non-dualistic philosophies, would say that there's only one thing, God, okay, and that ultimately we have to reawaken to the truth. So on a big picture level, the script is written. You can't do anything that will prevent you from ultimately ending the final act, waking up. Mm-hmm. Okay, so on a big picture level, we don't have free will from the standpoint that we can't say, no, I refuse to wake up to the reality that I've got. You can.
That's actually good.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. And really, the Course in Miracles, in the introduction, it says something like this, that free will does not mean that you can write the script. It means that you can only determine when and what parts of the script you'll take at a given time. And what that's saying, and it goes on to say that the script has to be written by somebody who knows the truth and knows how to get you to the final result. Okay, that final reawakening to the truth. If you or I were to write the script and we believed that we were limited or that we were going to go to hell or whatever, we wouldn't be the best person to write the script because we wouldn't believe or understand the truth. So from a big picture level, you're predetermined or predestined to wake up. So the Course in Miracles says that, in time and space, this world of perception, your function is forgiveness, your purpose is love, and your destiny is the peace of God. On a big picture level, eventually, everybody's destiny is the peace of God, that reawakening. So you don't get to write the script from the standpoint that you don't get to decide how the story is going to end. Okay, on a big picture level. Okay, so we're good there. But in time and space, while we're going through, when we're in Act 5 of a 20-act play, we have the ability to kind of go off script. We have the ability we have free will to make decisions and choices. So the Course in Miracles often says, ask for advice from your higher self. And it also says that when you do that, you're part of your belief system that perceives yourself to be limited and to have this idea that maybe you're a sinner or that you lack or you're separate. They're going to come from that viewpoint, and they're going to argue for your limitations and how their plan is right. The higher self will know the truth that you're destined to reawaken and will try and guide you or advise you to minimize your fear so that you can ultimately wake up to the truth of what you are. So as we go through our life, day to day, we're given choices, and those choices are not predetermined. Otherwise, you've got A or B, you get to choose. Do I want to follow this or not? And then what happens is, let's say that A is you realize the truth that you're not the body and the body's not you, and therefore you totally believe that and you move towards that reawakening. And what that might mean, that in this play of your life, which is, all out, what we might find is that you get to bypass, or you've moved past chapter or Act 6, which was that you were going to make the other decision. Okay. And so you don't have to go through Act 6. You get to advance to Act 7 and bypass that. But let's just say that you you make a different choice, and that choice is in conflict with what the script was. It said you should, be loving or something like that, and you responded and argued for your ego's rightness, or you did something so that, I don't want to say it went back, but you went off script. You didn't do the way that it was, you had A or B. And now, they've got movies sometimes where they have alternate endings. Okay. But so throughout the script, there you were given a choice of A, B, maybe even C. You chose whatever your path, which was to go the direction of B. And then that means that the script now will be tailor-made or adjusted for you so that we can ultimately get to the predetermined result. Because at Act 20, you've got to wake up. Okay. And if we refuse to learn that lesson that the experience was designed to teach us, we'll just keep on making the same off-script decision, and we'll go back and replay that act, or maybe they'll have to act after you've done it a few times,
Learn the same lesson. Yes.
they'll realize that, hey, maybe what we've got to do is we've got to not just put him back to Act 4, but we have to write a 5A so that he can baby step his way out so that we can get him to Act 6 or 7. So these things are, it's important that you realize you have free will, because if everything was predetermined, okay, and you had no choice, then there's not much here for you to learn. There's not much fun in the game either, because you're stuck. You're just a victim of outside circumstances, the outside circumstance being the script. So it's important to realize that on the short term, I'll say the future, the present on a short-term basis is the product of the decisions that we make. But on the long term, our present circumstances are not dictated by the past, but by the end result of the future. You have to wake up. So we're predestined that we're all going to wake up. How quickly we do that is a matter of choice. That's why in that introduction, it says that you don't write the script from the standpoint that you don't write the ending. That has to be written by God or the Holy Spirit or your higher self that knows you've got to reawaken. But you get to choose what part of the script you want to experience. So do you want to experience Act 5 or Act 7? Do you want to repeat Act 5 100 times or just do it once? The choice is yours. And so you get to, control it. Does that make sense?
Yes, very much. Yes.
Oh, okay.